There's multiple shapes and sizes. To decide that a real fat guy is just a bear and it's hitting an animal.
No, it's not gonna hit a bear.
Well, yeah, I know that. It will determine the
Launch speed.
Stop! I'm trying to think. I'm trying to put my words together. You're rushing me.
Am I helping?
No, not at all. No one else can see my hands.
Welcome to Launch Speed. Welcome back to Launch Speed, the podcast where we give you the latest tech news and bear facts. I'm Brendan.
I'm Zach.
And I'm Brendan.
Why do you do that?
Why do you not like it?
I don't know.
It's perfect.
It is.
Would you say that intro sounds like we give them the latest bear facts?
Yeah, I mean, we do.
The latest in bear facts.
Yeah.
We're going out there doing research.
Yep.
On bears.
In fact, I have
in the wild.
I have a very recent bear story for everybody today.
Okay.
So that'll be exciting to get to.
I'm excited. I haven't read it, so.
So, were there any other excitements for you besides the upcoming bear story for you this week?
I had a good week at work. It was just good. It flew by. You know, I was busy.
Those really are the best weeks, where it's just like you wake up on Monday and you wake up on Saturday and you're like, yes, the week's done.
I was talking to my boss or my team lead on Friday right before I left, and he told me that I am carrying the team right now.
Nice. I bet that feels really good.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, you know, it feels, it's nice to hear.
Yeah.
No matter how true it absolutely 100% is. Like, it's really nice to hear.
Yeah, I don't get that kind of information. I'm not going to carry a 110-man crew.
Nope, you can't do that.
Nope.
There's only like 6 of us, and I'm really, you know, taking lead.
You're the producer here?
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm the producer here too.
You are.
Wow.
Any other things that happened this week?
I had something really weird happen. I don't know if it's an excitement, but I feel like we should change our categories to good, bad, and weird.
Okay. All right.
So I had something really weird happen. I was at Chick-fil-A getting breakfast, and
you get breakfast at Chick-fil-A?
Dude, their Chick-fil-A breakfast is amazing.
It's a chicken sandwich
with egg and cheese.
Is it?
Yeah. Well, you can get it. That's what I get.
Oh, okay.
And it's just a tool to get Chick-fil-A sauce into my mouth.
Ah.
Anyways, I was in Chick-fil-A, and this girl walks in, this young girl, like maybe 18 or 19, college age. And something was kind of off about her. And so I was, you know, from a distance, trying so hard not to make it obvious that I'm trying to figure out what's weird about her.
Okay.
And I kind of like, I was able to get a closer look, and it looked like she had like a piece of wood stuffed down her shirt. And I'm like going through the 5 dubs in my head. Who, what, when, where, why, and sometimes how.
Okay.
And I'm like trying to figure out why she has a piece of wood down her shirt. But I'm thinking, and I'm not paying attention to where I'm looking, so I'm just staring at her. So she turns to me, and she's like, "Can I help you?" And then I realized, somehow, in some way, she like lost her right breast, and she was using wood as a replacement.
Oh.
And she was like, "Wait, can I help you? Like, were you gonna say something?" And I was like, I was gonna ask, like, what happened to you, but that would be insensitive, wouldn't it?
Bro, what a play! Did she tell you what happened?
Yeah.
Oh, how'd she lose it?
Motorcycle accident.
Wow, really not where I was expecting you to go there.
Yeah, she was trying to jump an 18-wheeler, and a crow flew by and just grabbed her breast off.
Ah.
Now she has a wooden tit.
Okay. What really happened?
None of that.
Oh. You didn't actually
None of that happened.
You just stood there like an asshole?
I didn't even go to Chick-fil-A this week.
Where did you get this story from?
I just wanted to make a joke about wouldn't it?
I hate you so much. I was so invested in this story.
I know, that's how I got to it.
That was a good one. I honestly was like sitting here like, where is this going, man? This is awesome. All right, good play. I'll give that to you. My excitements aren't nearly as good as that. I finally washed and waxed the Jeep.
Nice.
Which for some reason is just incredibly satisfying to like have a really nice looking vehicle.
Yeah.
Like to have it all shined up and everything.
Nice and clean.
And
ready
then
to
an
go.
hour later, this is also a dislike of my week. An hour later, my parents' neighbor decided he likes to mow the lawn on the lowest setting possible in this dry condition on gravel. So he just kicked up this massive dust cloud next to our house, and it all drifted onto the Jeep.
Nice.
I was freaking livid, man. It's now got just dust all over it. I might rinse it off, but I'm afraid I'll mess up the shine.
I mean, it'll come off when it rains.
Yeah.
It's gonna rain. Might as well rinse it off if it bothers you.
It does. I'll probably rinse it off after the podcast. Now that I'm thinking about it again, it makes me angry.
Yeah.
And then the other dislike, believe it or not, goes back to work.
Oh.
I know this is surprising. But I just hate the lack of foresight that our foremen have.
They're not paid to think.
The foremen technically are. They're in charge of directly managing the crew. Like the site superintendent, he tells the foreman what he's looking for, and then the foreman ensure that it gets done. So they do have to have some kind of foresight, and it's just like they don't think about things until the walls or the supports fail inspection, and then someone has to come in and do work that would have been 100 times easier to do on the front side than to undo someone else's work so you can finish it. So that's what I've been doing all week
Real efficient.
is rework because the lack of our foreman's foresight. And that just irritates me to no end. And I just wish they would sit down on a Monday and be like, listen, here's what we need to get done. How are we going to do it? Not like, all right, you guys need to build walls and put up drywall, and we'll kind of go from there at the end. Like, we'll see if you missed anything. And that's my dislike.
Real efficient way to do things.
What makes no sense is a foreman manages the first and second floor. There are 15 floors on this building, and another foreman manages floors 3 to 15.
Why?
Those are the two main foremen, and then there's a couple other foremen. One is in charge of all the drywallers, so he's got a huge workload, but drywall is really technically not that hard. It's just
Is it foreman or floorman?
Foremen.
Okay, so you have a floorman for floors 1 and 2, and a floorman for 3 through 15. So
Yes.
you've got 2 floormen.
Mm-hmm. Two
Okay.
foremen.
All right.
And there's also a finishing foreman, but I never deal with that guy. He doesn't speak English very well either, so I don't have to.
Okay. Well, now that that's out of the way, anything coming up for you?
I get the lovely privilege of driving 8 hours out to Cincinnati.
Oh, in Ohio, your favorite state.
By far my favorite state.
I think Ohio to you is like New Jersey is to me.
You could go there because I've driven through Ohio, and it is flat, and it's boring, just like the people who live there.
Wow. Whoa, calling out a whole state there.
Yeah, and their driving is also the worst.
Yeah.
Because it's not aggressive driving, which would be that's obnoxious, but at least they're trying to get somewhere fast. Ohio drivers just drive wherever the fuck they want at slow speeds, and you just have to avoid them.
Okay. I mean, they're just not in a hurry. That's like,
well, do you know why? Because if
backcountry.
you go out to Ohio, you realize why you're never in a hurry. Because there's no gauge of distance. It's just driving. You don't have any. You can see a cow and then maybe another cow, and then it's just fields and fields and fields forever.
this really makes me want to play Trucking Simulator. Trucking through Ohio.
It's miserable. I can't wait to make that drive again. It just makes me so excited.
Okay. So you leave tomorrow?
I leave tomorrow at 7, and I will be back Saturday morning.
Okay.
Well, Saturday.
Just in
afternoon.
time for the podcast.
Just in time for this podcast again.
Alrighty.
I should have some pretty good excitements, though.
Will you?
I hope so.
Okay. I feel like it's all going to be about work.
It most likely will be. Let's keep it going. Let's keep moving.
Show me, please, your bear bits.
Okay. All right. So, have you ever been to Canada?
Yes.
Did you enjoy it?
I was like 8.
Was the countryside nice?
We were in Niagara Falls.
Oh, wonderful. So this gentleman.
Wait. No, I don't think we actually went to Canada. I can't remember now. I've been really close to Canada.
All right.
Within spitting distance.
Does it look nice?
Canada?
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like Canada.
Okay. This gentleman was also enjoying the pleasant Canadian countryside where he was out biking looking for new trails.
So mountain biking?
Correct.
Okay.
He came across a grizzly bear, and it doesn't quite say whether or not he was on his bike when this occurred or he was like walking around, but he had his bike with him.
Why would he not be on it?
I don't know. You know what so this grizzly bear starts to approach him, and what would your first move be if you were on a bike?
If I was on a bike?
Or if you had a bike right next to you?
Ooh, I don't know. That's a tough one because grizzlies go 35 miles an hour on a bike, on a mountain bike in the woods. You're not going 35 miles an hour.
Yeah, but would your next? So you're not going to try to. You're not going to try to make an escape.
Oh, I don't. It depends on how far away it is.
Because it might just 30 meters.
30. Well, how did he get that close to it? Not. I guess brush can be pretty dense in some areas.
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know. I might try and yell at it.
Okay. Well, this gentleman decided that yelling was not the diplomatic approach, and instead, and I quote, he says, "I know this is your territory. I'm just passing through. We don't have to do this." The bear, being an ever diplomatic creature that they are, listened to his rationale and then promptly ignored all treaties and sunk his teeth in the man's stomach. The bear dragged him a couple yards where the man made a last-ditch effort and with the weight of the bear on top of him reached into his pocket, grabbed his 2-inch pocket knife, and stabbed the bear in the neck. The bear immediately decided that this massive 6-foot bee was no longer worth the honey. The man then put tourniquets on his wounds on his arms, which had been bitten into. The bones were broken, and he biked 4.3 miles to a logger's cabin where an airlift helicopter could come get him.
Wow, nice. Wow, way to go.
I don't know
dude.
if like this man's a badass for surviving this, but I just feel like the best move initially would be to get on your bike and try to get away. Because if the confrontation's going to happen,
if it's gonna happen anyways, you might as well try to run away, I guess.
Because if you're gonna stand there and try to talk a bear down,
if he was just talking, that's a terrible idea.
I mean that's all this story told me about him was he tried to talk it down. The words were he tried to talk it down.
It's okay, buddy. It's okay. We don't. You're a good boy. We don't have to do this. Just calm down a little bit.
I mean, I'm glad he didn't die. I'm glad he's doing well. His recovery's going well. This happened July 29th. So very recently.
Very recently.
I told you it was a recent story.
At first, when you said he got out his 2-inch pocket knife, which is like really small for a pocket knife, I thought you were going to say that somehow he managed to kill the bear. But I don't think that a 2-inch knife in the bear neck is going to do that.
So
unless it's in the
there was an update to this story.
Yeah.
The Canadian wildlife tracked the bear down and killed it.
Yeah, they do that.
I didn't know that.
They do that.
That's what they did.
Yeah. I was listening to something with a bear researcher out in the Midwest, and they keep tabs on all the bears out there. And when a bear like causes trouble, so like eating livestock and that kind of stuff, then if he causes enough trouble, they'll put him down. Or if they attack a human, they go and put him down. For the most part.
Is there a reasoning behind that?
If they taste human flesh, maybe they'll get a hankering for it.
I feel like out of all the prey, humans would be one of the hardest to get.
Yeah, I agree. It's probably just because that bear has proven that he's a danger to humans, so he could be a danger to somebody else in the future.
I feel like all bears fall in that category, though.
So a different bear might not have attacked this guy.
Gotcha.
A different bear might have listened to this man's words of wisdom and backed off.
I just can't believe he tried to talk it down. Oh, but he threw, so once he realized that the bear was going to attack him, he threw his bike at it. I meant to put that part in there. He threw his bike, his only means of getaway, at the bear.
Well, I'd say it's better than nothing, but that It's definitely not the case.
No. This man was asking for it, but I'm glad he lived.
I saw a video one time of a guy, similar situation. He was riding a mountain bike on a trail in the woods, and a bear comes up and chases him, and doesn't quite catch up to him. I think the bear's really trying to just chase him off. But what stuck in my mind is at the end of the video, he sees the bear's gone, and then he jumps off the bike and goes and stands behind a tree. I'm like, why would you get off the bike? Just keep going. Just keep going.
It's like,
get out of there.
It's like in horror movies where they run upstairs.
Yeah. Or in like every movie ever where like a boulder's rolling down a hill or something and they go in the same direction as the boulder. They go straight instead of going left or right.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
That was.
I enjoyed that. Please get dressed again. I don't want to see your baby anymore.
I'm sorry. Let me put on my clothes back on. Here we go.
Is that your getting dressed sound effect?
Yeah, I just jump into my clothes.
Oh. Have you ever tried that? Have you tried like holding up a pair of shorts and jumping into them?
Once.
Really?
And I will never do it again.
Yeah. Did you fall hitch face?
I didn't fall. I take it back. I didn't fall on my face. I fell and slammed my shoulders into my dresser.
Oh.
Because I decided that the best place to do it was right in front of the dresser.
Yeah. It's hard.
It is.
I don't know if it's actually... I've tried it a couple times.
Have you succeeded at least once?
I can get a foot in. Not quite enough.
I just don't have the flexibility to jump, get my legs high enough, and then pull. Like, do you hold your shorts out and jump into them, or do you jump up and pull your shorts on?
I jump into them.
Yeah, it's never going to happen for me.
Yeah.
I can't even scratch my shins.
That's true.
I have terrible flexibility.
That's true. I don't know. It's one of those things. It's like standing in a bucket and trying to pick it up. It's pointless. Never going to work.
I can do it.
Stand in a bucket and pick it up?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see
it. You
it.
can't do that? What are you, some kind of amateur?
Yep, that's me. That's me. Amateur.
It'll be on our YouTube channel.
Okay.
His feet.
Chris Angel now? Doing magic tricks?
Yeah, let's go with it. Do we have any recaps or notes from last week? Did we F anything up in the news?
Not that I heard of.
I didn't get any feedback either. I also didn't look for any.
I didn't look for any either. Oh, we got an email from Mike though.
We did.
We did. Thanks, Mike, for coming back. Apparently, his son's dog chewed through his cable modem, which I kind of don't believe.
I think Mike was just slacking, but
it's good to hear from Mike again.
Yeah. If anybody wants, like, you guys are welcome to send us emails. We do really, really enjoy hearing from everybody. Not just Mike. I mean, you're gonna have to really put effort out if you want to be a better email than Mike's, but we do appreciate all feedback. And if you just want to reach out to us for any reason, please do.
So Mike did make a comment on the Tesla. So the average Tesla 0 to 60 time is between 4 and 5 seconds across all base models. And the model that I was in was the top of the line performance package, which according to him is 3.2 seconds. Or no, it's just under 3 seconds.
That's nuts, though.
So, yeah. That was the one that I was in. It was the top of the line with the ludicrous package. Or ludicrous speed mode or whatever it's called.
Okay.
And yeah, it was absolutely nuts.
I knew we were missing something in this.
Yeah.
But thank you, Mike, for the feedback. Let's keep this rolling.
Let's keep going. Lord of the Rings. We've talked about this show like every week for the last 3 weeks.
Because it's pretty exciting.
It's so exciting. And new stuff's coming out about it.
This new stuff makes me so excited.
This thing we're talking about right now? Okay. I'm not sure why you're so excited about this, because this is more interesting than anything else. I'm gonna guess that you didn't actually read this.
Maybe.
Anyways, Amazon can't contradict tokens, JR tokens lore. That's what came out this week. They have creative liberty to fill in the gaps or make up things, but they can't directly contradict anything that Token did or said in any of his books.
You know why that makes me excited?
Why? Because
the Game of Thrones characters didn't die when they should have.
Oh, that's true.
Or did die when they shouldn't have.
That's true.
So that makes me excited that they have to they have to stick to the accuracies of the books, which I've only read 3 of them, and the show has nothing to do with those 3 books. But I'm just excited to see J.R.R. Tolkien's mind be brought to the forefront and not some David Benioff or whoever the hell that guy was who ruined the last season.
D&D.
Yeah.
So, did you know? Because we were talking about this before when we were looking stuff up. Do you remember when he was born and when he died?
It was in the 1800s that he was born.
Yeah. I had no freaking idea he was that long ago.
Yeah.
Is like he was born January 3rd, 1892, died September 2nd, 1973. I mean, pretty good age. But like, dude.
When I read The Lord of the Rings, which was only a few years ago, I thought they had been written when I was in elementary school.
And that's the good thing about fantasy is that like with sci-fi, stuff gets so outdated so fast. Like sci-fi written in the 80s is kind of meh. Because it's like, oh man, look at this crazy futuristic technology, and then it's just like stupid or pointless or whatever. But fantasy, it's like it's just a totally different world, so it's always valid, I guess.
Yeah.
I read the Lord of the Rings books in elementary school.
That's a big read, man.
I don't think I really retained any of it.
Is that a humble brag? Is that a humble brag right there?
No.
Yes.
No.
I read Lord of the Rings when I was in elementary school.
Well,
I'm an educated little asshole.
I don't really think I retained any of it. It was definitely they're dry.
Oh, they are hard reads.
They are dry. But like we said, that could make for a really good show.
I will say it was so. I read them when I was in high school. I had just watched like all 3 of them back to back, and I was just super pumped up on Lord of the Rings because I'm a freaking nerd. And I started reading it, and I was like, okay, it's got to get interesting. And then about 3/4 through the first book, I was like, I don't think this gets any better. And I was just like, well, I want to read them to see how accurate the movies were. Because what happened was I read Harry Potter and I hated all the movies.
Right.
So I wanted to read Lord of the Rings and see if the movies still kept their charm. And they did. But the Lord of the Rings books were probably one of the hardest reads I've ever had to get through.
Yeah, I listened to some of the Game of Thrones books and on audiobook. And the only reason I was able to get through them is because they were being read to me. Otherwise, I would have just put it down and be like, oh, no. Like Casey tried to read, and Casey reads nonfiction history, which can be good, can also be very dry. And she couldn't get through Game of Thrones. I think she read like not even half of the first book, and she was like, I'm going to read something else. Anything else. Something with a little bit more.
Did you even
moisture.
read every page in elementary school? Because I feel like you didn't even understand half the words written in that thing.
Hey, I was at a 30-year-old reading level in 4th grade.
You're a liar.
Yeah, it's also not even a thing. I do it based on grades. No, my sister, I think, was at like a 12th grade reading level in 3rd grade because, well, she read a lot. And that may be inaccurate.
Okay.
My reading level was above my grade.
But
I still don't I think most adults couldn't get through a Lord of the Rings book.
No.
And
probably mostly they don't want to, but I don't think that they could either.
Yeah. So I probably cheated a bit. Like skimmed some stuff. You know, like when you're reading and you like zone out
and you read the same line 10 times.
Or you just kind of keep reading and you're like, I don't know what just happened, but I'm just going to keep going. That's kind of like probably what it was like. But I don't have anything else to say about
Lord of the Rings.
About Lord of the Rings.
That's all right.
Believe it or not.
It's okay.
Okay.
It's not going to suck. That's for sure.
It probably
high probability
it won't suck. Yeah, I hope not at least.
But you know what does suck?
Verizon.
Believe it or not.
So a small library in New York, in Tully, New York, a town with less than 3,000 people, they lend out Verizon hotspots to a population that can't really get internet because it's so rural. So they started out this hotspot lending program, and they got a grant from Central New York Library, and that paid for the hotspots for 2 years. The thing that happened that's controversial here is they had 440 megabytes of roaming data. So roaming is like a thing of the past. It's like outside your normal area. But so they had 440 megabytes, half a gig, not even half a gig of data. And Verizon's trying to charge them $880 for it.
Say what?
Like $1,000.
Yo, Verizon, stop it.
Yeah.
Cool your jets.
It is international data, but that's still crazy expensive.
Why was this even allowed? Why was it why were they allowed to even roam internationally? Because like my phone, if I went international, my phone just wouldn't work.
So it was supposed to be blocked. The service plan with Verizon blocked international roaming, so the library borrowers wouldn't rack up unintentional charges if they happened to cross the Canadian border. But they got a new service plan after that, and didn't stipulate that, and so it enabled international roaming, and then some assholes
Verizon
took it across to Canada, and now Verizon's trying to charge $880. And I mean, for like the budget of a town, it's probably not that much, but it's still like extortion, not extortion, highway robbery.
I would go with highway robbery.
Yeah, it's kind of absurd.
It's I hope I would say I'm sure Verizon is likely to waive the fee, but I know Verizon, and that fee is going to stick. They'll probably send the town to collections.
Now that you say that, I'm reading this update here. Verizon responded to the article and credited the amount of $880 to the town.
Good. Excellent. Well done, Amazon.
Just to prove you wrong, I waited to read that one. But you know what's even more sketchy than that, coming from a phone company, is Apple. You can no longer get their battery replaced by anybody but Apple. I think Best Buy might be an authorized location.
So, you can't just take it to like the guy in the mall to get it fixed up for like $20?
Well, you can sort of. So, but here's the deal. If you have an unauthorized battery, you'll have a message on your phone forever that says, unable to verify this iPhone has a genuine Apple battery. If you buy a battery from Apple and put it in there, it'll say, unable to verify this phone has a genuine Apple battery.
You're kidding me.
No.
If you buy their product, you have to take it to
You have to take it to the Horse Bar or Genius Bar or whatever it is and get them to do some sort of mystical magic on your phone so that it'll recognize the battery. So and if you don't do that, it won't display any battery health readings, won't send any information about the battery to the phone, and will cause issues. For sure, cause issues.
Yeah, because it would just die, and you'd have no idea.
So, Apple, which, if you remember, like last year, or maybe 2 years ago, got in a huge bit of trouble for limiting people's processing power on their phones. Mm-hmm. When the batteries got bad, they turned down the speed of your phone.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the official statement. What actually happened is they're forcing you to buy the new phone.
Yep. It's a good business plan.
Yeah. It's evil.
It's effective.
It's evil.
It worked on me twice.
Wrong. Yeah. I just stopped upgrading the operating system because I was like, if I upgrade this, my phone is going to just crash all the time.
I ran into the problem of I was running such an outdated operating system that I couldn't. My phone stopped really working because a lot of things weren't compatible with it anymore.
Yeah. But getting a new battery would fix a lot of those issues.
You're right.
Getting a new battery would make the phone run good again. And they had a very cheap battery replacement program for a while. I think it's out, and now your alternative is not there. You can't take it to a third-party person. You were pretty much pigeonholed into getting I hate to call it Apple Care because that is what it's called, but it's like
Apple fucking.
Sure. Sure, why not? It's just like
they're I feel like this targets a lot of the people who are like they're like borderline Apple users, like they just have an Apple phone. They're not like invested, like I am, where I have an Apple computer, an Apple phone. I had an iPad, and I wanted everything connected easily.
Right.
But if I like, you scrounge up enough money, because that was a thing when we were younger, was like you wanted the iPhone,
Right.
but it was the most expensive phone.
Yep.
And usually, if you could just barely afford it, you also wouldn't be able to afford to fix it. So
pay the insurance.
So you would take it to a third party person, and if you can't do that anymore, for the probably besides the screen, which is probably the most common repair, battery is next.
Yep.
And I mean, people who barely afford their iPhone are gonna have to switch off of it, because that's gonna suck.
Yeah. Well, you know what? There's something to be said for switching off iPhone. I did it. I never looked back.
I will be doing it on my next upgrade.
Yeah.
Next, whatever it is.
The only thing that Apple ever had that I was interested in was iMessage. That is it. Mm-hmm. And there's some level of guilt that I feel forcing everybody else's text messages to go from blue to green. I feel a little guilty about that. But with my phone, because I got the newest Pixel, I can have anybody's messages be whatever color I want. So that guilt went away pretty quickly.
I will say it is irritating, because you no longer know where I am, and you now ask me where I am.
Yeah, because you never tell me when you're coming over. So it was nice when I could see your location to be like, oh, Zach's on his way over. I better take the dog out so that he pees outside and not inside.
Yeah.
And now I can't.
I do regret you not having...
you regret me not doing something.
Yep.
Is that how that works?
I think so.
Okay. All right. Just add a new definition on Urban Dictionary.
Mm-hmm. But, probably in a year, we'll both be green messaged.
Yeah. Join the club, bro. Join, like, the masses.
It's mostly because my phone can't handle the work conditions I'm in.
Yeah.
It now restarts about every hour at work.
Wow.
Just turns off and turns back on. I think it might be from the heat. That's my only guess.
You don't even really use your phone at work, though, right?
No, because you'll be fired on the spot if they see you on it.
Holy cow.
Yeah, they've got a pretty strict phone policy.
Hey, that's probably a good thing.
Yeah, so
that can cut down on your productivity.
Not only that, but it's also super dangerous to be not paying attention.
Somebody's swinging heavy metal beams around, and you're standing there looking at Snapchat.
Yep.
Boink.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I can see. I totally understand that policy. I have no problems with it.
Yeah.
And also, if you're on it and like you need to get a hold of somebody, like they will ask you what you were on your phone for, and of course you can lie and say I have something going on, and they'll be like, okay, fine. You just have to have a reason.
My was in the hospital.
I have the best excuse ever right now.
What's that?
I'm not sharing it.
Oh. Okay.
Still not sharing that fact.
Okay. Fair.
But my boss, if I'm on the phone, he doesn't even ask me why I'm on my phone. Most of the time it's because I'm on Snapchat. But I also, I get updates about what's going on. So it is nice. And I do try to keep my phone on me at all times at work in case something happens.
I was going to say, you could just leave it in your car if it's having this many issues.
I would, but if something occurs, I would like to be known about it, at work so I can leave.
Yeah.
Not find out at lunchtime or at 2:30.
That's fair. Man, that reminds me about this kid that used to work with my group, and he literally just sat on his phone all day. He just sat there the entire time doing stuff on his phone, and that got me to no end. That irritated me to hell.
Were you carrying the team then as well?
Yes.
Have you always been carrying the team?
Yes.
Always.
Yes. For this particular thing that we're doing at work, like this, it's like a offshoot of the software team, and we're taking over sustainment. We're going to be doing all the fixes in the future. I was the first person hired to kind of get a head start on that. So some other people did some part-time stuff on it. But, like, I pretty much am in charge of, like, setting everything up on our end and doing everything. And now I know the system almost as good as the people who actually built the system. And the rest of the people on my team they've got a lot of catching up to do to get up to speed.
Do they put a lot of effort into catching up?
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
They do. They're putting in effort. There's some not so competent people, but
There's always those people.
They're working on it. They'll get there. It's not that. It's mostly that I've spent the most amount of time doing this.
Are you done talking about yourself? So we can get back to Apple.
I just flexing over here. Yeah, we can get back to Apple.
Apple sucks.
Apple sucks.
That's about all I got.
Moving on. Thank you, Chris, for this next article. Turns out WRX owners have the highest incidence of tickets.
I feel like I know somebody with a WRX, but he's a complete cunt.
Whoa, that was hard.
Oh, wait, that's you. You have the WRX.
Yeah. And the highest incidence of tickets between the two of us.
You are correct about that, sir.
Yeah.
Mister, I get pulled over within 10 minutes
of it. Hey now. So I will say there are some holes in the way that they calculated this. What happened is it was through insurance shopper. They collected these statistics. So they would ask you what kind of car you had and if you had any tickets, basically.
Okay.
And it turns out at the highest, the Subaru WRX had 20.12% of people with a WRX have gotten a ticket. Not necessarily with a WRX.
Yeah.
But they've gotten a speeding ticket.
I think it's the type of people that drive them.
I think it's how they drive them.
No, it's the type of people.
Okay. All right.
Because before last month, I was on the best hot streak of being pulled over and not receiving a ticket.
Yeah.
And then apparently 24 years old, is the time you start getting tickets. I didn't even have a chance to talk my way out of the ticket I received last month.
I've never really tried to talk my way out of a ticket.
I have always tried, because why would I want that ticket?
I'm not trying to lie to anybody, though.
I never lied. I just changed a couple of the facts to fit the story.
Yeah, all right.
I do like this list, though, because I do wish that the Velociter was higher up on that list, though.
Why is that?
Because all the people who drive Velociters are assholes.
And they have one of the highest incidences of death.
Oh, do they?
Driving a Veloster.
Nice.
Yeah.
Makes sense, because they all drive like it's a sports car.
So a lot of the cars on this list, we go through WRX, FRS, GTI, Genesis, Wrangler, Ram, Dart, G37 from Infiniti, Impreza, and Veloster. So those are the 10 cars between 14 and 20% of drivers have tickets. Almost all of these fall into the same class of I'm really surprised the Focus isn't on here. The Ford Focus.
You're right.
But WRX is obviously the best car on this list. But the FRS, so WRX and GTI, they're pretty similar.
Yeah.
They're about the same level of performance, about the same price. Relatively inexpensive, but you get a lot of bang for your buck. And have a car that can go around a corner. But the FRS, the Dart, and the Veloster, those are all cars that people who drive them think that they're the best thing in the world, and they're just not.
Dart especially. I feel like Dart is one of those
for
car
sure.
cults.
Yeah.
I mean, the WRX is also kind of a car
it's
cult.
definitely a cult.
And so is the Jeep.
Absolutely. Except for when we're in a Jeep, I never see anybody wave back at you.
They're such assholes, man.
The Jeep wave, I think, is dead.
I don't think that.
The WRX wave is alive and well.
See, all your cars are so tinted. How can you see it?
The windshield's not tinted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so you wave at them out through your windshield like this, like hi.
Yeah. You know what the Queen does on parades? We do that. You know the hi.
Makes sense.
I'm so majestic.
Did you find that stick yet?
Stick?
Yeah.
Excuse me?
The one that's been jammed up your ass, apparently.
Okay. Wow, dude, you are really hitting it today.
I'm a bit cooked.
Okay. It's all right. Well, so the Wrangler's on this list too. 15%.
And the person who has the Wrangler in this room also has a ticket.
These seem really low. These seem like only 20% of people have gotten a ticket.
And a WRX?
That own a WRX?
Do you feel like it would be higher?
Yeah, I feel like everyone's gotten a speeding ticket before. Maybe not. Maybe it's just my friends.
I think it's just us, man.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I haven't gotten a speeding ticket since the last one where you were in the car.
Really?
Yeah.
That's been a while.
I haven't even gotten pulled over since then. It's been a pretty long time. I think it's close to 3 years.
You're gonna get a ticket on Monday, right?
Yeah, it's fine.
It's time. It's been due.
Yeah. Whatever.
Well, I'd say I'm surprised, but I'm not.
No, I'm not surprised. It's just nice to be part of another awesome group of statistics. The most manual cars and the most tickets.
I mean, do you know why I knew that WRX would be at the very top of this list?
Because I drive one.
Because not only you drive one, but you're also the only person I've ever been with that has been pulled over twice within 10 minutes.
Okay, you just got to keep bringing that up. All right, moving on.
No. Because the first officer was like, oh, I don't want to be an a-hole. I'm going to actually just give you a warning today. Like, I hope you have a good day. And then Brennan's like, bah, bah, drives like an asshole back towards our house and then immediately gets pulled over again. And the officer's like, my partner just told me he pulled you over in Prince Frederick. You're not getting out of this one.
That second guy was a dick.
Well, because it was the second, he
just
got pulled over.
Dude, I will say the thing that I hate the most about state troopers is they pull you over. They are just, all they do is speed traps. That is it. That is all they do is give you speeding tickets. They pull you over and they're just real.
You were breaking the law, Brendan. You are still in the
spirit of the law.
You are still in the wrong.
It's the spirit of the law. I was endangering nobody.
Besides my life.
The back of the car is the safest place in the vehicle. But anyways, they pull you over. They're like kind of a dick about everything. And then they hand you a flyer telling you how to join the Maryland State Police if you want to. I'm like, this is the worst goddamn advertising you could ever get. It's like shooting somebody in the leg and being like, hey, do you want to buy a gun? No, that's better.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one actually makes sense. Seriously, though, why would they give me that pamphlet? I'm not going to join the Maryland State Police. Especially after they gave me a ticket. It's a waste of paper. I burned it.
You bring a good point.
I burned it.
Did you?
I did not. Why do you have to question everything I say?
No, I'm just... You definitely burned a ticket that you had received.
I've never done that. That's illegal.
Is it?
Oh.
I don't think so.
Probably not.
Because you don't have to send the ticket back.
Yes, you do.
No.
You pay by mail.
Yeah, but I didn't. I paid online.
Okay. Well, good for you. Mister, I have a computer.
One last thing about tickets in this damn county. $7 as a added on fee for using a card to pay online.
Yeah.
They can't just do like a direct deposit or like debit. They have.
So the thing that you don't know is that everything that you buy has that built-in credit card transaction.
That's true. I mean, I did know that. I just
almost
didn't think
everything.
I just didn't think about it.
And so it's in your best interest, actually, for the county, the government, to not put that built-in fee there, because otherwise everybody's paying a credit card transaction. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when I pay my water bill, I send in a check. Otherwise, I have to pay. It's like between $5 and $10 every 3 months for paying online.
I don't know.
I'd send in a check because I'm like, F that. Why would I do that?
Yeah, but they really, I just want to talk a little bit more about tickets actually, because they really got me with this last one, and this one really got under my skin. I was speeding. I will not say I was in the right, but it was a $90 ticket. Breaking
the law, Zach.
For those who know how fast I was going then to get a $90 ticket in Maryland. I would have to go to court, which is during the work week. They can't have court on a Saturday for some reason. I don't know why. I guess the judge doesn't want to work. So you have to... you might get paid leave, but for me, I don't. So I was going to lose a whole day's pay to go to court. And if
you were breaking the law, Zach.
But if I got the ticket, not only did I have to... I lost the days of work, I also have to pay the ticket, and then I'm just SOL.
See, tickets are like... They're almost like gambling, because you don't always get a ticket when you drive fast, But when you do, you're basically supplementing taxes.
Your tax dollars are right behind you, giving you a piece of paper to pay more taxes.
Right. Exactly.
It really is just a toll on the road. It's an expensive toll, but it's a toll.
A random toll.
Random checkpoints. All right, let's be done with it. Let's move on to other things that are stupid.
Due to the recent shootings, there has been a lot of stuff in the news and online about how video games cause violent behavior.
Yes.
Which most people who play video games will tell you that is absolutely not true.
Because there's a bunch of us who play video games and don't have violent behavior.
Right. And if you look at pretty much every statistic out there, there's not a hard link between violence and video games.
There's not even a soft link.
The soft link would be that
people who have committed violent acts had played video games once in their life.
Sure. I was going to say that there is a link between violence and video games because a lot of video games are modeled after real-world violence.
Oh, you're right.
So there's a bunch of World War II games. There's a World War I game.
So violence actually causes video games.
Yes.
Huh.
That is the link.
Okay. Not the way they were looking at it, but yeah.
Anyways, Walmart has decided to not place ads for violent video games in their stores.
In the store itself.
Or just anywhere. They're no longer going to do ads for violent video games.
Forever. This is a permanent stance by them.
It's subject to change, but they're adding it to their policy or taking it out of their policy, whatever.
Okay. Well, good for you, Walmart, making a stance. I think it's
who buys video games at Walmart? Who goes someplace to buy a video game anymore?
Kids still. Because they still save up their money. I think that's what they do still. I don't know. I've been a kid for a while. They save up their money to buy, the next Call of Duty, the next game that they're looking forward to because they don't have their parents' credit card on their account unless their parents an idiot.
Yeah, true.
So,
or unless the kid is trustworthy.
That's true. You cannot trust
you.
Not me.
Not you. Nope.
Definitely not me.
Yep.
But when we were younger, we still went to stores because the only source of income we had was allowance or stuff, small cash we earned and we saved.
Yeah.
And last time I checked, you can't take cash to the internet.
Not easily. Not easily.
Yeah.
The internet can take your cash, though.
So, you are correct. So I think kids still do.
Okay, that's fair.
The younger generation would probably still go and buy hard copy games.
I guess some people still use cash. I almost never use cash.
If I have cash, it stays in my wallet for a very long time because I always forget about it.
No. Okay. So I thought this was interesting and annoying, but I wanted to drive home the point that video games do not cause aggressive behavior.
Is that our official launch speed stance?
Well, let me caveat that. Sometimes when I'm playing video games with you, I get very aggressive.
Is it something about me?
Something about you. Just 'cause you play like a gaping dickhole. But that's as far as it goes. It's like I'm just mad at the way that you play the game because you play it like a little annoying brother, annoying little brother. Just abuse the mechanics.
I don't abuse mechanics.
Legitimate strategy, and then that's it. But that's as far as it goes. It's like in the moment, get a little heated, and that's it. Cool off. Obviously, that's. If I had some sort of mental disorder, then it would be differently. Maybe I couldn't calm down.
Yeah.
But that being said, it's the same exact thing for any game.
Or anything that involves a little bit of frustration.
Or competition.
Yep.
Anything with competition, you are likely to get irritated at somebody else for abusing the mechanics of the game.
In tennis,
for whatever reason.
In tennis, I got real mad at people abusing the mechanics of the game.
Especially in college tennis, where
they're better than me.
Where they call the shots. They're like, that was out. And it's like, no, it wasn't. It's like, that was out. Like, I could see you wanted to hit that guy.
Yeah, man, there were some moments in college.
Yes, but that's like, I just want to say, it's everything or nothing.
Yeah, I feel like trying to pin or to find a scapegoat somewhere, video games, one isn't it, and finding a scapegoat's not the thing to do either.
Yes. History has shown that scapegoats are not the way to go.
Scapegoats. Escape. And the last thing, what we're going to close on, is Minecraft.
Yeah.
So for those who are in the older generation that don't care for any video games, you can just stop the podcast now. Minecraft has finally made it back to the forefront of gaming. I know it's been big for a while, and it has been for years now, but it's back on the mainstream media like YouTube, Twitch. Like, it's very, very popular again to the viewers.
You think it's been a recent surge?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, if you looked at Twitch stats, Fortnite was the most watched game for a year and a half. Almost every day, Fortnite always beat out every single game, but that's no longer true. For like the last 2 or 3 weeks, Minecraft has been beating out Fortnite.
You know why that is?
Because Fortnite sucks.
No.
Oh.
It's because Ninja went to Mixer.
Is it? I did. Oh, you're right.
Ninja's no longer on Twitch, so there go. He already has 1 million followers on Mixer, so there go 1 million people, potential people watching Fortnite at any given time.
That's true. I mean, I didn't think about that, but I was just going off of the people that I have been following in the gaming industry. They're all playing Minecraft again.
Yeah.
They've all they all have videos titled, "I recently re-downloaded Minecraft."
So Minecraft, like, it was pretty popular for a bit, and then because it is somewhat childish in nature, I guess, it got a lot of hate. Just like the most popular game typically will get a lot of hate. And so then Minecraft interest went down. Yeah. And now I think that Fortnite's taken the hate cake. Minecraft interest is going back up. That being said, we played it today.
We did play Minecraft today.
We definitely did not put off recording the podcast due to Minecraft. Definitely did not.
How long did we put off? 2 hours?
3.
What?
I think it was about 3 hours.
I didn't realize it was how late it was. Oh my God.
I can tell you 170 minutes.
Nice.
So, sorry, Case.
We were working on the podcast the whole time.
We're going to podcast him.
It makes me excited that that game has come back into the spotlight. One that isn't. It's not a shooter, which for some reason it makes me excited to see a game that is a completely different genre move up.
Would you feel the same way if it was FIFA?
No.
Okay, because that's rage-inducing.
Yes.
I've never played a game that has made me more angry than FIFA. So FIFA has more potential to make me violent than any other game.
Agreed. Also, what I don't get is how could you watch Minecraft? Like, I enjoy playing it, but I don't think I could watch it for like an hour because it's kind of boring to play. It's just kind of relaxing to play.
Super relaxing.
But it's not interesting to watch.
But that's like a great thing to have on if you're like doing chores. Yeah. You know, you're like working or you're writing or you're doing homework or something that like it's some background noise you can look up every now and then and not be lost in the story because there's no story. And it's great background noise. And I mean, why do people watch any video games? It's because the person streaming is entertaining.
That's right.
You're
right.
But yeah, no, I wouldn't want to just watch you play Minecraft, especially if you were just like silent. If you were just silent playing Minecraft, I'd be like, I don't even know what he's trying to do. Like, this is so boring. Kill me.
Yeah.
Please. Shoot me. I guess that's it.
That's it.
I think it's time to eat dinner and play Minecraft.
I totally agree. 100% on board with that.
Thank you so much for listening. Hey, reach out to us. Send us an email or something.
Yeah. What is our email, by the way? Because I don't know it.
launchspeedpodcast@gmail.com.
No spaces. No spaces. There's a dot between Gmail and com.